Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again, another sponsor, another relationship has been built. Jacaranda FM are now our official media partners for the South African Endurance Series and for the 9 Hours of Kailami coming to you in November. We are so excited. Stay tuned for the artist lineup, stay tuned for all the other latest stuff. But just to let everybody know, we have a media partner, Jacaranda FM, and yeah, we are as happy as can be. See you guys all there, end of November, 29th and 30th. Get your tickets, SAESseries.com.
We went out to the Jacaranda offices earlier today and had some fun on the virtual Sims racing. We had Damien Hammond come out from Samlin Racing to set the track record, to give us something to aim for. And then we had Rob and Roz, two presenters from Jacaranda 94.2, give it gears around the track to see if they could beat his record.
Onto the throttle, coming down the main straight, coming down to turn 1 into 6th gear, hold on the brakes at the 100 meters, all the way down to first gear, kissing the apex, running the car a little bit wide, bring it through to the king, nice and flat out, hugging your apexes, a smooth dab of the brakes, down into second gear, running it through using all of the track, coming down to the back straight, to sunset corner, fifth, dab of the brakes down to fourth, slowly on the throttle onto the apex, running it wide, going to clubhouse, brake at the 25 meter mark, bringing it nicely through to the apex, onto the throttle, getting as much space as possible, coming to the exit, dab on the brakes down to second gear, feeding it through nice and flat, hugging the inside of the turn, running it wide as possible, coming up to west bank, aiming for the tree, hold on to the brakes down to first gear, coming as close to the apex as possible, running wide, bringing it all the way back to the middle of the circuit, coming all the way down to mineshaft, nice and flat, bit scary first time going out, hold on the brakes at the 100 meters, coming all the way through, kissing the apex, running it as much curve as possible on the exit, coming all the way down to cheetah, dab of the brakes, kissing it through, back onto the throttle, coming down to the last turn on the 50 meters, hard on the brakes, first gear, kissing the apex, running it nice and through, flat on the gas, and that is a lap around Kailami in a Lamborghini GT3 car.
Three, two, one.
Go.
Oh, I pressed the wrong thing.
I'm validated right at the death. 144. There we go. With a wall touch. And again. Come on, Forbes, make that corner properly just once today. Hole. No, don't say that when I've just done that.
Yeah, I'm just figuring it out now. No, man.
It's like about that bill.
Hold. No!
Yeah, stop. Got my concentration face on, Lucy. I'm just frowning. Look what you did now.
Where's the finish?
Coming, you like it.
Oh, come on! Guys, I've been finishing where we started. Why are we not starting in the same spot?
Yes, sis.
Yeah.
Take
it down to get work this time.
I say nada.
You. Lap invalidated. You. Just one good lap. Just
That's
one.
a little bit competitive. It's good. I'm like, I only crashed the car 4 times. It's cool.
Every time on this corner.
Stop you can finish.
You. Okay, this is it. You're a
Thank you.
214 garbage.
The tricky thing is looking at the little where you are on the track and then also still keeping the car straight, like, you know, like trying to
So I think that's
multitask in the brain.
That would be the challenge for a novice. For
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
new, because you don't know where left and right is. However, for these guys, they run on muscle memory.
Yeah.
So we'll take this now in
Yes,
studio.
yes, yes.
But the reality is that they have these rigs at home, and they're preparing now for the 9 hour, so that by the time they get to the 9 hour, they've got 2,000 or 3,000 laps behind them, and they already have muscle memory. So the brain is already conditioned where left is, where right is. All they got to adapt to on race day is where the traction is, because rubber goes down, and that just alters the brake markers slightly, and where there's a bump in the road, because the simulator doesn't pick up exact wear of the tar over a period of time. So the actual track will have little dynamics, little bumps in the road, and where the rubber's going down will determine where the grip levels are, and they may have to adjust their racing line a bit. But that's all they have to do. The muscle memory is all done in advance. And that's why he's doing a 144 now. And when he gets to race day, he'll probably be doing about a 142 on the track. So, yeah. That's kind of where he'll be, yeah. But you can feel the feedback on the steering wheel. That's very real. That's exactly how it is. So the only thing we don't have is a cushion that every time you go off, we hit you in the face. It's an ABS cushion. But that's the only thing we didn't do.
I would have had 4 of those to the face.
Yeah, well done, you guys.
Thank you
You're
so
no
much.
front from back. So, yeah, I think a round of applause for you guys. You're well done. Yeah.
Yay.
It's The Drive with Rob and Roz, and we are on the verge of the 9 hours of Kyalami. It's hosted by the South African Endurance Series, and we're very happy to have the CEO of the SAES, Wayne Riddell. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, guys. An absolute pleasure and honor to be here.
Wayne has given us a treat day. I'm not going to lie to you.
It has been so awesome seeing Rob completely lose himself in a racing simulator.
Can I be dead honest with everyone?
Please.
I'm still really angry.
Yeah.
I'm really annoyed. Wayne has brought us a sim racing rig to the studio. Kyalami track is loaded up. You're doing this at the 9 hour as well?
Yeah, that's correct.
How many rigs are you bringing in?
Just for the listeners, I want to put it on record. You don't suffer from competition syndrome at all. All right?
Not competitive.
You're definitely not a competitive person, not at all.
Not at all.
Ross was laid back. You were white knuckled.
Absolutely.
And the 4 letters flying left, right, and center.
What's the phrase?
So, yeah.
You want to go fast.
Yeah, exactly it. Exactly. So, yeah, well done, guys. I'm impressed, though. You held it all together.
Thank you.
Ross, I saw the car turn the wrong way a few times. I think you're insurance assessor's nightmare. But what can I say? What can I say? I think you guys really did well. So, yeah, well done on that.
Tell us about the 9 hour itself.
So, look, 9 hours is steeped in tradition and history in South Africa. It dates right back to the 60s. And it was actually created in its heyday. It was a safe haven or a place for the European racing drivers to come and race because of the climate over November, December, January, bitterly cold in Europe. They would come and race here. And in those days, it used to be called the Springbok Series. So the guys used to race here. They used to race in Mozambique. In those days, Lorenzo Marx and all the rest of it. So that's how far back the history goes of the 9 hour. My business partner, Kolile Letlatla, and I, with another gentleman by the name of Isak Spes, purchased the series from the previous promoters at the end of 2021 with a view of taking the brand to the next level. So that's what we did. So in 2022 we started our championship, and we've worked at it, and we've got to the point now where I think we're in a happy place where we'd like to be.
It's an incredible thing, because I've been, Roz has been, we've been to the 9 hour. It's such a jewel. For people who don't know, 9 hours of racing, you can't do it one person alone. How does it work?
So the 9 hours, first of all, it's an endurance race for the listeners who don't know. And it's a team effort, and a team effort across the board, not just the racing drivers, the mechanics, the engineers. All of those guys have to get that car prepared. And there are pit stops, there's fuel refuels, there's tire changes, driver changes, all of those things. And it's an endurance race, and the winner is the person who does the most laps in 9 hours.
In 9 hours.
And that, I want to just stress for you right now, come rain, come shine, day and night, it happens.
Yeah.
So the 9 hours starts at 1 o'clock. And we go through till 10 p.m. at night. So there are varying degrees of light, control, driver standards, all of that stuff. So multi-driver changes. It's something to behold. And, just for the listeners, I remember as a kid, my first experience of Kyalami 9 hours, I was 8 years old. and my parents went to the track on the Friday, and we slept in the combi on the Friday night at the track,
Yeah.
so that Dad could have a good spot on Saturday
Excellent.
morning, and Mom was out with the scuttle-braai, and it was eggs and bacon and all that stuff, and we camped right next to the track, and we're going to do that again for our spectators.
Brilliant.
Yes. So racing is in your blood. It's a family thing. And
I think I have blood in my racing system, yeah.
when we were downstairs doing the racing simulator, I said, "Oh, my son would love this." And that's the way that you framed the 9 hours of Kyalami, that it's a proper, fun-filled family event. What's going to be happening on the day?
So look, first of all of our spectators are allowed to bring your own cooler box, bring your own braai, bring your own gazebo, bring your deck chairs, umbrellas, sunblock for the kids, and come and camp out next to the track and just have a good day. So that's the primary objective of the event. This hashtag Full Kyalami is exactly what we're on about. And so, yeah, come and have fun. That's the first thing. What can people expect? Well, gates will open at 5 a.m. Because there are a lot of diehard petrolheads, trust me.
Yes.
And they come from all over the country, not just our province.
100%. So we got that. Gates open at 5 in the morning. First race, support race, starts at 7.
Yeah.
And we got support races right through until about 11 o'clock. Then we go into the activation time. There's a section for the main grandstand guys who buy those tickets. They can get into the pits and they can walk down pit lane and
amazing.
interview and chat to the drivers, get some selfies, get some autographs, all that stuff. So I've got that session going. We've got Race, which is one of our headline sponsors, and they modify and I want to say bling exotic cars. So they're going to bring a fleet of about 70 exotic cars.
Oh, wow.
We're going to do a parade around the track with that, and then we'll obviously take to the main feature race at 1 o'clock. We got quite a nice artist lineup. I'll talk to that in a second. We're hoping that one of those bands are going to actually sing the national anthem for us
Nice.
on the start line. And yeah, so it's going to be a full action-packed day. I've mentioned about a music lineup. We're having a fan zone. It's a music festival as well. So your general access ticket gets you into that. That's a 14, 15 artist lineup. So more about that on the radio station over the next couple of weeks. We'll announce them as we sign them. And then we've also got we got a flea market for mom and the kids and all that stuff. About 100 vendors are going to come out there. We run a little flea market. I've got rental carts on the dynamic handling track.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Rob, there's place there for you to redeem yourself. Okay.
Yes.
We'll put you and Ross into a go-kart each, and we'll maybe record you guys before you go on air for that as well. But yeah, so we'll have rental carts that people can come and rent and have some fun there as well.
Great fun.
And then the simulators.
This is what I wanted to ask about, because what we've just been driving is it's a proper professional sim rig. I mean, how close is that rig to actually getting in a car and driving around Kyalami?
1.5, 2 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's the experience we are getting.
Correct.
So what are you doing with the sim lounge at the 9 hours?
So on the roof terrace, the Sarafana terrace, we're going to run a similar to race event as well. 100 sim rigs.
Sorry, what?
100 sim rigs, yeah. We're going to be running 2 forums there. We're going to be running a pro class of 50 cars or 50 rigs and a pro-am.
Okay.
And some races around the country would have to pre-qualify, and servers have just opened up now, so guys can start pre-qualifying.
Incredible.
Go, Rob.
And so we're going to have 100 teams participate in that. That'll be up on the roof. And the essence really is that we're going to have the 9-hour virtual versus the 9-hour real at the 9-hour at the same time, and everyone is racing on the Kyalami racetrack simultaneously.
Going to 100 racing rigs upstairs with 100 more teams and then the
Correct.
people on the track. What a day.
I mean, and so much to do as well. There's also, you did mention that people could bring their own food in, but there's going to be all food vendors.
I've got about
and
45 food vendors signed up in the food court, beer garden, big stage, music lineup.
No, it's going to be
epic
great.
proportion. I also have a kids zone. I've got a big marquee. I'm going to have 5 or 6 jumping castles inside the marquee, face painting, balloon animals, all that kind of stuff. So there is something for the youngsters.
It's where I'm going to be de-adrenalizing after my hot laps.
with your cup of bubble tea.
Yes.
Yes.
Bubble tea and a jumping castle.
There
You
we
need
go.
it.
You've also kind of structured it so that there's various packages that people can do within their own affordability and
Correct.
who they want to bring. You mentioned the spectator tickets and so forth, but there's also the VIP and then the VVIP experience.
So while we were doing the simulator rig, I got a little notification on my phone, and I went to my website, and the VVIP experience is now sold out.
Oh,
As it should.
So
Okay.
So the breaking news is that it's sold out. I'm in discussions with Tempo Restaurant Management now. We had a few phone calls, so there's a possibility we'll release a couple more tickets through Tempo's.
Nice.
Because they're one of our sponsors. So Tempo may very well, might be able to hook you up with the VVIP experience. But let's start at the bottom and work our way up.
Absolutely.
So, first of all, it's a double header weekend. So there's a race on Friday and a race on Saturday. We were supposed to race our Round 5 championship in East London, but there were some technical problems with the circuit, so we were unable to go down and race there. So that round we've held back now, and we're going to run it on the Friday. So we got the 4 hours or 3.5 hours of Kyalami on Friday morning, and that race starts at 8 a.m. and we're going to do an endurance race there. While that happens, I got 9 or 10 schools from around the area bringing all the kids that are quite prolific in the STEM subjects, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
Incredible.
We're going to bring them in and just let them know that motorsport is another career path if they're interested, based on their subject choice. I never told them to choose the subjects they did.
Yes.
They're doing well in it. We're showing them this is another avenue for them. So that's the vibe on Friday. Friday is also qualifying for the 9-hour, Friday afternoon, the official qualifying for the 9-hour. Friday night we have a mandatory night practice. And we also got the fan zone sound check is going to happen. That's for about $150.
Nice.
You can come and experience all of that on Friday. Let's see how generous we're feeling, because Friday is also Black Friday, so we may
a little deal there.
We may do a little deal
a little sneaky
our
deal
guys.
in the
Yeah,
offing.
let's see what happens. All right, so that's Friday. Saturday morning, I told you gates open at 5. First race is at 7. We race non-stop until we get to the feature race. That starts at 1 o'clock until 10 o'clock. That's a 450 Rand ticket. And that gets you the fan zone, the flea market, the go-karts,
Music
the
festival,
music
kids
festival,
zone.
camping around the track, everything.
What a
All
great
right?
day out.
Then you got the 850 ticket. That's the grandstand ticket. Same, you get access to everything else of the 450, plus you get the main grandstand and you get the autographs into pit lane. And then you can get a VIP experience. That's 1,700 Rand. That's all meals, all taken care of for the day in the VIP lounge. You're in the back of the paddock. You're in amongst the racing teams, selfies. You can watch teams do pit stops and all that kind of stuff. You have access to the whole music festival, that whole vibe as well. So, yeah. Top draw stuff, as you correctly guessed, Ross.
You are going to be so busy. The other thing I wanted to ask about is there's a big element to your business trying to make racing and so on more accessible. Tell me about the foundation and Africa Race Together.
So, ART, Africa Race Together, also the brainchild of Kolile Tlatla. Kolile's vision is for people to live the dreams that I got to live when I was a kid. And, there were previously excluded communities around the country that just never really had the opportunity to go to a race meeting. So that's why you can get in for $100 or $150 at a race day, and why we put all of these little elements together. The foundation is registered with the Department of Social Development. It's an NPO, and it's now just received SAES Section 18A certification as well. So Blue Chip Corporate South Africa can now give us some of their tax money, and we can now start using it to redevelop. And the idea is, as I mentioned to you, we got kids that we're bringing from schools on the Friday. We want to identify those kids that are strong in the STEM subjects and start picking them up and taking them to privileged schools and paying for them to get them that leg up. And then get them into university, and then get them to the track, so that we can start getting proper race engineers of color, physiotherapists, dietitians, chefs, mechanics, all of those people.
Yeah. You sort of forget how much logistics goes into a race day. It's not just, the teams, the drivers, it's a couple of people staring at computers and a couple of guys changing tires.
You guys had Red Bull in studio last week, so let me give you a little brief. Those 2 Red Bull racing drivers in the team have 361 crew keeping them winning. Okay, that's what it takes to make those racing drivers good. And that's the reality. People don't know that about motorsport. You only see the drivers. Those are the heroes and the villains. But the real heroes are the people at the back.
There's 360 people.
For one of them.
For one of them.
Yeah,
yes.
So
No,
exactly.
That's incredible.
So yeah, there's a lot of career opportunities in motorsport, and that's really what our foundation is going to aim at doing. And
Well, listen, I'm already excited to come and see the people who can actually drive.
Yes.
I'm even more excited to come and redeem myself on another rig, because until I go below 2 minutes on that Kyalami track, I'm going to be unhappy with myself. But that's my problem to deal with.
absolutely, absolutely.
Wayne, where can we get tickets?
You can go straight to our website. It's the World Wide Web, www.saeseries.com.
SAEseries.com. We'll go and
all
put
the information is there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll go and put all the details up on our socials as well. jacarandafm.com/drive.
Correct. And I just want to thank you guys for being our media partner for this event.
Listen, it's a pleasure. It is a pleasure.
It's an absolute honor. I'm so chuffed. Thank you.
We are really, really excited. Thank you so much, Wayne.
You guys have no idea what the listeners have got in store over the next couple of weeks.
Oh, I can't wait.
The
I will be there
prizes
to see it.
are a dime a dozen.
Magic.
Plenty.
Perfect. Wayne Riddell, the CEO of the South African Endurance Series, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it.